morning and welcome to another episode of Garden to Table with Rose, and I am Rose. It is May 1st of 2024. I'm in Kalamazoo, Michigan, zone 6A, and we are just days away from our last frost date, which is May 4th, I believe, this year. And so I am excited because this weekend just about everything I have growing in my grow areas is going out. I think the only thing I'm going to hold back on are the dahlias, but everything else will be put out. So I'm going to do my first official tour of the front. The front is still a work in progress. Everything's always a work in progress in my garden, but the front, I'm making new planting spaces, and so there's a lot of disarray. So this is my little side wedge here that I think I've shown you before. And down there, ignore that plastic. I am killing off the grass, so I have plastic on this grass because I want to make a bed there. And I'm adding cardboard as I get boxes under the plastic so that I can kill all of that grass over the summer, so that then I can plant in it. And I'm not obviously going to plant in it until either fall or next spring. So over here, this is a perch shade area. Obviously, it's between the two houses here. The daffodils, I had a lot of daffodils over here, and they are finishing up. They bloomed longer than the tulips. I mean, the tulips are pretty much phasing out, but daffodils, a few of them are still looking good. So I was impressed with this daffodil stand, and they lasted a good amount of time in the vase, at least a week probably. There are a couple of hostas over here. I have oh, look at this, it's blooming. I just put this in the fall. This is a viburnum. Oh my god, it's so pretty. And imagine when it gets big. I mean, that's, like I said, I just put that in the fall, and it was a tiny little pot. So that is going to be beautiful. I put a bunch of little starts of annuals over here. I had a whole tray, unfortunately, of peppers, hot peppers, bell peppers, eggplants that looked like it got some kind of fungus or something. The leaves started spotting up, and so I was afraid that they were diseased, so I didn't want to mix them in with the rest of my food crops in the back. So I just put them here. I shoved them all in this spot. As you can see, they're only about 6 inches apart, but I figure either they'll survive and give me something or not, and if they don't, I'm not losing much. And hopefully, if they had something, it shouldn't spread. It should be contained, because that's the only food item here. The rest of the stuff here is pretty much perennials, with a few annuals down at the other end. But here's one peony that is going to flower. It has ants. They have ants usually all over them because there's a sweet sap. You can see that. There's a sweet sap that comes out of those blooms, and the ants love them. So that's actually, I guess, a good sign. The ants are on them. But it's still too early for me to cut any. I just moved that one probably either in the fall or maybe even the spring. So they overall haven't been in the ground long because I got them as bare roots. So they're about 2 years old, maybe 3 at the most. I think I have lost my little proven winter shrub here, and I'm kind of disappointed because I really was looking forward to this one. Winecraft Gold Smoke Bush. So it was a gold colored smoke bush, and it's looking dead as a doornail. I don't see any activity. So unfortunately, there's a few hostas over here. More of those peppers here. Verbascum, there's a few of those in there I put in for cut flowers. A lot of status, which I use for cut flowers over here. I think there may be some astilbe in here because astilbe likes shade. And then, of course, all this is, like I said, status and stock. There may be another astilbe in the middle of there. But that's all that's here. On the outside, there are these arborvitae that I have going all the way down to the street almost. And so I just have a little row of them here. These take on like a Christmas tree form, pyramidal. And I just planted them in the fall, I believe, and they were in tiny pots, so they're twice as big, even though there's some winter burn on them. Look at all that new lush green growth. So I know the sun is not good, but this is like the only time I really have to be out here because I'm working today. I'm on a break. But all the way down, as I've said before, are these arborvitae, and then alternating with limelight prime hydrangeas. So that's going to be a beautiful hedge when it finally is full size, like a 5-6 foot hedge, which will be nice for privacy from the neighbor, separation, hide those utility boxes which are in the neighbor's yard. So yeah, that's going to be great. And me trying to kill the grass, which is getting tall, but now that it's getting hot, before it was pretty cold, so it still was growing, but now that it's getting hot, I'm hoping the sun will fry it. And like I said, I'm going to put cardboard as I get it under that plastic, so that will help as well. I don't want to till it up because I don't want to really disturb the layers of soil. I don't want to kill the worms and stuff in there, so I really don't want to till that up. And plus, when you till it, then you end up turning up all these weed seeds that then you got to try to get rid of those. My rock garden is doing well. Look at all this sedum. It's spreading. I really like this one, and I really like the hens and chicks, the ones that look like flowers, rosettes. Look at that, so pretty. I did throw down a pack of flower seeds. I can't remember what it was. It was some kind of goldish red, maybe a daisy or something, gaillardia, something like that. So I did throw that down there, and hopefully some of those roots, because it'd be nice to have a flower sticking up every now and again. So I've gotten a little bit more done since I did the last mini tour. But here you can see everything's getting green. Hopefully you can see it. Like I said, I know it's bright. I'm sorry about that, but I did not get up extra early today to come out here and do this. A lot of times I try to do these before work, but I'd have to get up at 6 a.m. And I did not want to do that today. So let's start here. Yeah, all of my potted shrubs, perennials, seem to be bouncing back. I just kind of huddled them all together over here because I couldn't, before I was lugging these big pots to the back, and they are heavy. And I said, oh no, I can't do that. So I tried to huddle them all together here, and they're kind of protected under this overhang of the porch. And that seemed to work for the most part. The only one that really seems to have damage is this little one here, which was a new one that I just got last year. But as you can see, the top has greened up, and that's doing well. So I'm hoping that's going to recover. Look how huge this spirea has gotten since the last video, which I think was a month ago maybe. It's ginormous. It's almost taking up this whole huge area. I love it. So it's going to flower these little dainty pink flowers. There'll be bees and wasps all over it, so I will avoid this area once that happens. But yeah, I do like these now. And I put my little fairy stuff out here. I got to add some more little fairies. But I just put them out here in some of my gnomes. In case you didn't know, I love gnomes and I collect them. I have a big one sitting there on the porch. So I just like them. This is a little birdhouse. You can't even see it now that these spirea have covered it, so I may move it forward. But it's just really pretty. I just love the look of it. I mean, obviously no birds are going to use it on the ground, but I just have it for yard art, really. I still have not planted up those pots on the porch. Waiting for the last frost date to put an annual in there. And let's come to this side over here. Try not to spin it too fast. This potted arborvitae is looking lush and beautiful. Look at my apple trees. OMG, I am so excited. Do you see all the flowers on that apple tree? Now there are 3 apple trees in this row, and all 3 of them have flowers, are full of flowers. They started flowering from that end first, and so this is the last one to flower. But there are 2 red apple varieties. They're different varieties, and 1 green apple, and they're columnar, so they stay very narrow. They're good if you have a small spot, small space. I'm really finally hoping to have some apples from my own garden. Lots of lilies are up here, white lilies. This was kind of my moon garden, so I kept it white and green. Lots of big white lilies that I don't really cut those. I just leave those in the landscape, but they're starting to come back. There was a bunch of daffodils up here. They're all gone, but the greenery is still there. This doggone Orlea goes everywhere. I planted this in one spot. It's all over the whole entire front yard. So I've been pulling some of it out because it reseeds heavily and readily. And so I'll make sure I start pulling some of it out before it goes to seed this year. But everything over here is looking good. There's a few annuals thrown in here, some feverfew, I believe. Yeah, some little violas, it looks like, that have come back. Lots of alliums are in this area too. I love alliums. But you can see there's the alliums. They kind of look like a big onion. They are in the onion family. So they make a great cut flower. They last a long time. They even look good dried. Last year I dried a lot of them and used them and made a wreath, like a dried flower wreath. It was beautiful. I'll probably make another one this year. Let's see. I got a couple of 9-barks in here that are getting big. I want to use those for filler. Another arborvitae, which is doing good. Let's see. Just some petunias that I put in a little pot there. This thing looks like it might flower this year. This is a mock orange, and I've said before, I got this as a free gift with some other plants I had ordered online. And it was a tiny, tiny little 3-inch pot, and look at it now. I put it in a pot because I read that mock orange grows prolifically and gets huge. And I don't need anything huge in my small suburban lot. So in the pot it shall stay, but it's looking great. I'm looking forward to seeing it flower. And then I'll go around this side. Like I said on the backyard tour, I have these anemones and even a few ranunculus. Look at that bumblebee. Oh, he flew away. That's that candy tufts. Oh, it's still pretty. Oh my gosh. But yeah, these anemones and ranunculus, a few of them, just are coming back each year. And I'm shocked because they're not supposed to survive in the winter here. But I like it. If I can salvage some from the backyard, which didn't grow, I'm gonna transplant them up here. So over here, yeah, there's some shrubs. A bunch of candy tuft Orlea and a stilby is over here. The stilby, I believe, is white. Because again, moon garden. So I believe it was a white stilby last year. Another one of my gnomes. And all this doggone Orlea, it's everywhere. There's lilies over here, and lilacs. I think there are 2 different lilacs too. I think. I know that one's a lilac. I'm still kind of confused on what that one is, so I'll let you know later when it starts to flower or something. Over here, there's a lot of roses here, which are all have leaves, so that's a good sign. They've all returned. And also a lot of hydrangeas, which are all green as well. Makes me happy. These fluffy, I think they're called fluffy arborvitae by Proven Winners. They have this beautiful yellow gold color, chartreuse. I love those things so much. I think they get about 5 feet tall total. I have 2, one's there and one's flanking that side, and they're much bigger. They were tiny tiny little pots. I have some buplurum sprinkled in here because I just sprinkled the seeds all around. I let them go to seed last year. My tulip display, which was kind of sad this year. I've explained to you over and over what happened there, but this is what's left. There are a few, and some of them did get taller, especially these pink ones. They're all the same color. It's supposed to be a blend, but they all look to be the same color of pink. But anywho, I'm waiting on those to go out, and I've expanded this edge because I needed more space. So I just expanded this little curve, and I'm gonna plant annuals all the way down, all the way where you see tulips is gonna be annuals. Yeah, I expanded it all the way to there, and I'll go to the other side in a minute because that's been dug up as well. But let's see, I got my little bird baths finally out. I did get 2 new battery operated fountains, but I have to put them together and decide where I'm gonna put them. I'm looking forward to those because the other one I had was corded and that was just cumbersome. and it was heavy because it was ceramic. These are made out of some kind of resin, so they're very light. Everything over here is looking good. There's lots of astilbe in here. There's some hyssop, anise, I believe, or something like that. Lots of bupleurum. That's what this whole little area is, these cabbage-looking plants. This ajuga has been here since I first dug this up, and it's spreading slowly but surely. This poor shrub, I don't know what I'm ultimately going to do about this one because it's looked sickly. Every year it does come back and it puts on some growth. This is year 2, but it seems like it doesn't really like it in this spot, so I may move that somewhere. I don't know where. I do have this weeping rosebud tree, which will be pretty once it gets tall, but you can see this is all filling in. And let me come up here. Even my snowball viburnum, look at it blooming. These blooms are green right now. They're gonna turn white. Oh my God, that thing is beautiful. That thing has tripled in size. I planted it last year, I think. It has tripled in size over a year, and oh my God, it has so many blooms. Now my goal is to prune this into a tree-like structure form, but I want to enjoy as many blooms as possible this year. But then I'm going to go in and try to limit up because I do want it to be able to underplant under it. This whole edge here, it has, and they seem to be coming back, cutting mums. So some tall mums are in there. A few bupleurum have snuck over here. A few Orlea have snuck in here. But I'm going to plant something along this edge. It might be sunflowers. I don't know. Some kind of annual is going to go there as soon as I get all my annuals out. Shasta daisies return reliably, as well as the yarrow. As I've said before, I dig out yarrow after 2 years because it gets humongous. Something here is, oh, it is coming back. I thought it was dead. It's a Puxter pinker butterfly bush. I gotta prune that and get all the dead stuff off. I wasn't sure if it bloomed on old wood, new wood, what, so I just left it until it leafed out. But these yarrows will be coming out at the end of the season. I do have other things now that I probably could put in the space of the yarrow, so I'm not sure. I might do something different because I do have yarrow in the back for cutting. And yarrow, like I said, it just gets so big and huge. The Shasta daisies get big too, but they're not as bad as the yarrow. So I got almond trees, 2 of those, and 2 chestnut trees here, and they all have leaves, so that's good. I've never gotten a nut, but they're relatively new. This clematis, this sweet autumn clematis, I need to come out and tie up a little bit because, as you can see, it's going crazy. I cut it down a foot from the ground at the late winter, and all of that is new growth. As you can see, it grows fast, and it will cover this whole arbor all the way to the top by the end of the season. And then I usually just leave it there all winter. In late spring, late winter, I come and cut it down. More Shasta daisies and more yarrow, and then I can't remember the name of this little shrub, but there's 2 of those, and it has this cute little pinkish white flower that comes on it. I really like that. This is probably some kind of salvia or something like that. I try to put things up here that can tolerate drought because, again, this is the farthest point from my water source in the front. So I try to put drought tolerant things up here because I'm not dragging the hose up here as often. And these trees are apricot and nectarcot. These 2, they have yet to flower. Hopefully soon. There's lots of these little Puxter butterfly bushes, but they're different colors. More bupleurum. It's everywhere. I love it though. My 2 trees here, I don't know, they're looking sad. These are persimmon trees, which I've had up here since I kind of dug this up, and they've grown well every year. I don't know, they look healthy, but I don't see nothing going on. I don't see any leaves. I see nothing. I don't know. This is some ornamental oregano. I love that color. And probably more salvia or something like that. Yeah, I'm kind of worried about these persimmon trees. I do not like this. This is the cherry blossom tree. Look how tall it's gotten. It's like this is the third year. Oh, that's gonna be glorious. That I'm letting get as tall as it wants. I keep it limbed up at the bottom again so I can underplant and for airflow for the other things. But I can't wait till that blooms. That's gonna be so pretty. More Shasta daisies, more oregano. There's a lot of roses down this pathway to over here are my two maples, which I'm so excited that are getting healthier and bigger. This one is called a cotton candy, I believe, and it usually has variegated leaves. They're like white and pink and very pretty. Another hydrangeas. I have hydrangeas everywhere. I love them. This is Baptisia here. These two stands, and then my little Japanese maple down there. It's getting bigger though, and I love this pine tree, fir, whatever it's called. Yeah, and then there's mini roses over there, which are purpley for sure, but they're pretty. I do love roses, the nice big ones. So I got several. They were having like end of season sale. I think I was like $5 a piece. So I got several varieties and put them over here. And then I have shrubs like dogwood and stuff mixed in here, because shrubs I like, especially ones where I can use some of the branches for cut flower arrangements. So I try to incorporate those everywhere. My peach trees, I got to come out and hang some more Irish Spring soap. That will keep deer away. If you have a deer problem, they do not like it. This is my Rose of Sharon tree. As you can see, it is leafing itself out. It's looking beautiful and full. This thing is going to be full of flowers, full of them. Oh, and look at this elderberry. It's an elderberry, the lemon lime or something. Proven winners. Look at it. Oh my god, that green is so pretty. OMG, I got another little 9-bark over there that seems to be growing very slowly. I moved all the hostas that I had over here because they just did not like the sun. As you can see, even over here under the shade of all this stuff, they still seem to be burning a little bit. These are white ones. So hopefully they survive, but I tried to move all the hostas kind of in shady spots where I could. And then I got a couple of heucheras over here in bright colors. And what else? Just some random shrubs. There's a spirea, but this one has white flowers on it. Another 9-bark there. Another peach tree there. This does not look good. This looks like it's dead. Let's hope not. What is this? Oh my, that's a hydrangea. Oh, that's the one that had the black stems. It was called Zorro, and it looks like it's a goner. So I'm kind of bummed about that, because you don't see a hydrangea with black stems often. I had it in a pot last year and I transplanted it into the ground, and it does not look like it's made it. So so we'll have to maybe dig that out. I'll give it another couple of weeks and see if anything happens. I do have some shade liking perennial flowers that I need to plant. Astrantia. I had never heard of them, but I saw them on a website and I was like, oh my gosh, they're so pretty, and they're perennials. So I have several. I gotta plant them. That's why they're laid out kind of where I want to plant them. Another heuchera. There are some little hostas over here. And then this is my big old forsythia, which I love that thing. And then I have another hydrangea there, and there's another hydrangea like this one, and between those two window boxes there. Now the window boxes this time, I keep trying different things. As I said, I'm gonna fill them with different kinds of basil soon. I'm growing the starts now, but also I found some geranium bulbs, so that will be an annual for me. But they're orange and cascading, so I put a couple of those in each one too, to kind of, my goal is to have it spill over the edge and then have like the basil in the filling up the bulk of the box. So we're gonna see how that goes. I'm not sure. But that's what we got. And there's a red twig dogwood right there, and I'm gonna not go over everything else because there's a lot of stuff here. There's euphorbia in there, lots of that, which is another one that produces just a beautiful stalk and a little yellow flower. The remnants of some of the tulips that are going to be coming out. The neighbor's cat, which loves my garden, which is okay because I figure he's patrolling, keeping the mice or whatever, squirrels away, bunnies. Pear trees and apple trees in this row. So they are looking good. I was worried about these because they don't get a lot of sun, unfortunately, under this god-awful maple tree that I need to have taken down at some point here over the next year or two. But this one seems to be growing, and it has a couple of flowers, or had a couple of flowers, I should say. Don't know if it'll give me any fruit, but it did at least flower. That's something. It's the first time it ever flowered. And then another one here. It's either a pear or an apple. Let's see, which is it? It's a tag. Honeycrisp apple. I love Honeycrisp. And this one, I don't know if this is a pear or apple. I just know that there's 2 pears and at least over here. This one's flowering, so that's a good sign. And the other one up front, this one gets the most sun, so it does the best. It's the tallest. It's the tallest, and it's actually flowering. It's a Fuji apple. I love Fuji apples. So maybe that one will give me some apples. Right, kitty cat? Like, he's loving life right now. In my yard. Loving life. All right, let me go through here and wrap this up so I can get back to work. I dug this out too. So I expanded this little edge here, the little edge over there, and I'm gonna put something in there towards the edge. I'm gonna put some annuals or something. This heuchera is so pretty, or coral bells, whatever you want to call it. This one is like a purple, so I got like 4 of those. They just are really pretty when they get big and fill out, along with the hydrangeas, which are green and white. It looks really good together. But I need to find something to put in these blank spots. I mean, I got plenty of annuals. I think I lost some of these salvias that I grew from seed. But that's okay, because I did grow them from seed. So I gotta get those out of here. I may have lost these little shrubs that were on the edge, which is kind of upsetting. Those were beauty berries. And I was really looking forward to those because they have little purple berries on it. And I had a whole purple thing going on over here. So, but those look dead as a doornail. This big yellow butterfly bush I did cut down to the ground, and as you can see, it's got growth on it, but that thing gets huge. And it has these beautiful yellow flowers. The bees love it. Even the hummingbirds love it, oddly. I think I lost this mint julep rose, which makes me sad. I have 2 of those. I don't know if the other one's still alive. It's on the other side. But the flower is like a white and green, which is rare to have a green bloom on a rose. So I was really excited about those, but it is not happy, and that one looks like it's a goner. Yeah. So, you lose some each season, here and there. That's the way gardening goes. Now here, I did put, I just planted a couple of bare roots in here, and I cannot tell you what it was. It was some kind of perennial flower that gets pretty tall. Oh, it may have been like a grass or something to that effect. I know what it was. It was red hot poker, but it was a white and green variety, I believe. And I had 3 of them, so they're supposed to get pretty tall, but I had 3 of them, so I kind of put them on the outside edge here, and then those yarrows will probably come out after the season. And then in the front here, I'm gonna put some kind of annuals there too. Annuals in every bare space. There will be annuals. Some of the candy tuft did end up over here. I don't know if I had bought another one and just put it here, but it doesn't seem to be doing as well as the other 2. This whole area looks a mess. Like, this is what I just dug up. Now I dug this whole thing up, and let's see, the grass is still in there, but I'm going to plant annuals in here. Now it will take me 2 years to get rid of all the weeds. That's how it works whenever I dig up grass. There are just weed seeds under the grass, in the dirt, that you turn up, and then they start growing. But for this year, it looks a mess, but I'm gonna plant all annuals in here to cover all of this dirt up, because annuals can pretty much thrive, a lot of them, in any kind of soil because they're so fast growing. So that'll help to loosen up the soil to, I think, having some roots growing in there. I put together my little bed that I got for free when I got the other two, basically for free or something. It was like an add-on, really inexpensive. And I'm not planting anything in there. I have some of this dirt that I dug up, I put in there with a tarp so that can turn to compost over the next year. And then next spring I will plant something in there. But all around here is going to be something planted, this whole area, and that's a lot of space. It might not look like it, but it is. And then I did make my pathway here with these pavers, so it goes all the way through and down to the grass. So that's done. But that is all I got for the front going on. Well, there are still some things I'm working on. Let's hope within the next week or two I can get everything I need to plant this season out. I should have Lysianthus coming in the mail soon. I've got like 3 trays of those. I have mums, several cutting mums coming, that I probably have to pot up first and let grow a little bit before I can put those out. So I got to find a spot for those. But yeah, that's all I'm expecting. New is the Lysianthus and the mums, and the rest are annuals that I am growing myself or have grown from seed that I just need to get into the ground. But the garden is coming together. It's looking good. There's another hydrangea. This is a little lime. But yeah, that is it. So that concludes my first garden tour of the season, May 1st. And I'll try to do one a month for the front and one a month for the back. That's usually how I've been doing it these days, and that seems to work out with my schedule and everything. All right, until next time, bye bye.